Hi, hello guys, hope you are all doing great. Welcome to my YouTube channel Everything is 0 and 1. Vivo X90 Pro, a comprehensive review for tech enthusiasts. Smartphone photography has changed the game when it comes to optics and imaging. Mobile photography is evolving at a higher pace than we'd have guessed a few years back. One of the first MediaTek Dimensity 9200 powered smartphone, the Vivo X90 Pro comes with supreme camera chops, a vibrant display, and a design that gives the smartphone its own distinct camera-like look and feel. Vivo X90 Pro Design. Starting with the design, the Vivo X90 Pro looks like a camera-centric device from the moment you set eyes on the phone. We get a massive circular camera module that holds the triple rear camera setup. Up front, the Vivo X90 Pro has a curved display with a hole-punch camera. The USB Type-C port, SIM tray, and the speaker grille are placed at the bottom, and the top frame of the Vivo X90 Pro says Professional Photography, something we have also seen on other Vivo smartphones. Overall, the Vivo X90 Pro looks and feels super premium. The leather finish back panel, the metal frames, the curved display, everything is top quality. The camera module, or the camera eye as Vivo calls it, protrudes a bit too much from the back panel, something we have seen with other 1-inch camera sensor smartphones. Vivo X90 Pro Display. The Vivo X90 Pro uses a 6.78-inch AMOLED panel with an FHD+ 1260x2800 resolution and 120 Hz refresh rate. In terms of color accuracy and sharpness, the Vivo X90 Pro doesn't disappoint. The colors on the display are pretty accurate and the sharpness is on point. I put the Vivo X90 Pro against the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra side by side with the same screen, and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra's display felt more vibrant or saturated as compared to the Vivo X90 Pro. On the X90 Pro, we get a Zeiss natural color profile, which is calibrated by Zeiss. This color profile gives the Vivo X90 Pro's display a true-to-life color profile, which is slightly warmer than Vivo's preset natural color profile. We get a 120 Hz LTPO panel, so the smoothness or responsiveness on the Vivo X90 Pro's display is super slick. The brightness, on the other hand, is claimed to be 1300 nits. When tested the brightness using a lux meter, and the Vivo X90 Pro showed a maximum brightness of 831 nits on a plain white screen. There were times the struggle is real with the outdoor visibility of the Vivo X90 Pro, especially when there are a lot of reflections on the display. Vivo X90 Pro Performance. Coming to performance, the Vivo X90 Pro is one of the first smartphones in India to come with MediaTek's latest flagship chipset, the MediaTek Dimensity 9200 SoC paired with 12GB of RAM. The Vivo X90 Pro also comes with a bigger vapor cooling chamber to keep the thermals in check, and we get the latest and super-fast UFS 4.0 storage. However, the Vivo X90 Pro with the Dimensity 9200 was way ahead of competition in the single-core Geekbench test, despite not having the highest clock speed among other devices. In GPU-based tests, the Vivo X90 Pro again showed impressive numbers. Coming to experience, the Vivo X90 Pro felt everything a flagship should in terms of speed, smoothness, and quality. Vivo's V2 chip also helps in enhancing the overall performance a bit, since that takes up most of the processing for all the camera features that the Vivo X90 Pro has going for it. Vivo X90 Pro Camera. Camera is where Vivo has put its best foot forward with the Vivo X90 Pro. The Vivo X90 Pro is the first Vivo smartphone that comes with a 1-inch camera sensor that is tuned by German camera maker Zeiss. The Vivo X90 Pro has a triple rear camera setup. This includes the 1-inch 50-megapixel Sony IMX989 sensor, a 50-megapixel portrait lens, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens. The company has put a 50MP telephoto portrait shooter on the Vivo X90 Pro, which works with a 50-megapixel primary and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens. The images out of the Vivo X90 Pro's camera look straight out of a professional camera. The 1-inch camera sensor lets in enough light to allow users to click fantastic images in all kinds of lighting conditions. With the help of Zeiss, Vivo has been able to optimize the camera in a way that it gives users too much stuff to play around with and take their smartphone photography to the next level. For example, we get a Zeiss natural color setting in the camera, which is basically a more true-to-life color profile. The images without the Zeiss natural color mode are more towards the vibrant or more saturated side. Further, the detail retention in these photos, largely due to the 1-inch camera sensor, is also great. I pitted the Vivo X90 Pro against the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra in some images, and despite the Samsung's 200-megapixel sensor, the Vivo X90 Pro still had better detail retention in many scenarios. I especially like how the Vivo retains the sky patterns in low light conditions. This is with the help of the 1-inch camera sensor that lets in enough light to allow the AI to read the sky patterns, even when the sun is almost set. Coming to portraits, this time around Vivo has focused on the portrait mode of the Vivo X90 Pro, and the results show. The edge detection is brilliant, and the f1.75 aperture helps with the background blur, which can be adjusted to up to f4.0, that is a wide aperture range for users to play around with. In the initial days, the portrait mode was having issues with highlights and edge detection, at times blowing up light on the subject's face, but this was fixed with an OTA update much before the launch. The edge detection, by default, is also a bit too aggressive, but that also can be fixed by adjusting the aperture settings in the camera app. Coming to features that users can play around with, this time around we get an architecture mode and APC, automatic picture correction, which adjusts the photo automatically to allow you to keep the framing straight. There is also a new sports mode or night sports mode, which increases the shutter speed by a margin. This can be used to click fast-moving objects like cars or sports players, basically things that move too fast and people struggle to capture them. Overall, this is one of the most comprehensive camera setups out there. The quality of images is brilliant in pretty much all lighting conditions. Low light, especially, is very good. At times, the device is able to click pictures even in pitch black environments, and the portraits look straight out of a mirrorless camera. Vivo X90 Pro, verdict. There is a chrome strip running in the middle of the back panel, and we get a nice curved display up front. Further, the Vivo X90 Pro is one of the first MediaTek Dimensity 9200 powered devices in India, and it performs just like how you'd expect an Android flagship to. The benchmark numbers are right up there with competition, and the gaming experience on the Vivo X90 Pro was also pretty decent. On top of that, we get what is probably one of the best camera setups in the industry right now, with the help of German camera maker Zeiss. You can take stunning pictures pretty much every time you use this camera. Given the 84,999 rupees launch price, we can say the same thing about the price as well. Overall, everything is just plain good on the Vivo X90 Pro, from the camera to the build quality. It's just the FunTouch OS software that makes it difficult to recommend the Vivo X90 Pro over the likes of Samsung and Apple.